Greetings, dear ones. I am the Keeper of Time. I am here this day to share with you what is going on this magical planet of yours. You are changing everything, every moment. And it's so magical to see. As we have mentioned, all of this comes in a wave, which also recedes. So many times, much of your difficulties are on the recession of the energy as it comes in. Fortunately, it never recedes completely like the oceans do, but always manages to go a little further every time the waves come in. This is part of the new physics that you will be understanding as you start to understand what dark energy is all about. And you are right at the verge of uncovering more of your understanding of the world around you and all of its many dimensional levels. But there are some magical things taking place on Earth. We have mentioned before that there are many of what you call sinkholes happening on Earth. All of a sudden the Earth opens up and you find a vacancy down there where you saw two people get off of a bus the other day and fall right through the sidewalk. Interesting. What is this? Well, it is a phenomenon that is happening globally because it has to do with the currents and the energies of the water beneath the surface of planet Earth. And you are going to see more of this. But these also move, dear ones, in these waves. That is the magic that we get to share with you here, how this works. And what has happened is when you learn about the waves and you can feel them, it's not so much that you need to time them or know exactly when they are coming in, how to be in best position, but you will start to feel the energy. And that is what you can feel on Earth right now. Over the next several months, dear ones, you are going to feel a new energy. And a lot of it comes from the movements underneath the earth of the water. For water, dear ones, is a form of energy all its own. And as you can simply tell, water can be transformed from one form to another, but never completely goes away. And in truth, the water you are drinking is the same water that the dinosaurs drank. In fact, it actually circulates through the universe in different ways. That is magical too. Well, you'll start to understand more of your own origins here on planet Earth as humanity evolves to these next steps. But we are telling you all of this because the magnetism of Earth has reached a level where you will resonate with it very clearly. You'll feel the magic come back. Now, have you ever heard that every human on Earth has their 15 minutes of fame? It's quite an interesting process to think about that. All of you at one moment steps in front of the camera and has at least a few moments of where everyone is watching you and where you have the opportunity to be the teacher, to impart the knowledge, the wisdom that you have carried so sacredly onto this planet. And you have done so perfectly in bringing your own light to planet Earth and anchoring it as such. Well done. Well done. Now, that is the 15 minutes of fame, but what if we told you everybody will be experiencing a little bit more than 15 minutes, but of magic? That is what is returning. Are you ready, dear ones, for your 15 minutes of magic? What would you do? What would you create? Well, this goes all the way back to the famous 3 wishes that you would have. And, of course, anyone with any knowledge would know that the only wish that you would have to make is to have more wishes. Oh, how simple that would be. Well, in truth, you have that. You have this 15 minutes of fame, and of course it's not going to be limited to 15 minutes, but there is a new wave coming in, dear ones, and almost all humans are in a position to feel this in a new way. Now, when one person feels their magic, it is truly important, and especially to have them ground their magic through their actions, their belief systems, their speaking, their teaching, and so forth. But now what is happening all humans will be feeling this magic in beautiful ways. Now you have capabilities of igniting the collective heart of humanity globally. That has never happened to this degree before. You are aware that many times you are more aware of the events that are taking place in your world. You basically have given the credit for that to your technologies and the increase in technological advances on your earth. But in reality, it is your own spiritual and vibrational advances that allow that technology to land on planet Earth and to find its way into your life. So whether you take credit for it or whether you pass the credit on makes no difference. You will feel it. Are you ready for 15 minutes of magic? What would you do to extend that? What would you create if you could have anything? Well, these are the times to seriously think about that. And of course, all of you are right away going into your beliefs in limitation. It's natural. You live in a field of duality where you only see things as light and dark. So, of course, you will see the limitations. What are the limitations? Well, first of all, you think you only have 15 minutes. Well, there's a limitation right there now, isn't it? Well, the reality is pretend that that's all you have and live as if this 15 minutes was your full incarnation of that magic. Now you will see that the earth is also rebalancing herself. We have spoken of this at great length over quite many years now, and talking about the earth wobbling ever so slightly to where she had to form a new balance. Well, this has been done, dear ones, through the redistribution of water that you see so clearly on your earth. The reality is you see this as excess rainfall, flooding quite often. We have shown you the areas of the earth that will be most affected by this, and we will share that with you again, to share with you how to be in the best positions at the right time and where you are. But most of the redistribution of water has been done on the surface of the earth. It is now starting to take place in the subterranean parts of the earth, and many of the rivers that you don't even know are connected. Now, this is very important for all of you because, quite honestly, your oceans are reaching a level of pollution of great concern. It all has to do with plastic and particles of plastic floating and other pollutants, but mostly your plastic particles of the ocean. Since all the oceans are connected, your pollution, and of course the one that you have swept under the rug so successfully called Fukushima, is also bringing all this energy into the water of the oceans. Well, since the redistribution of water mostly came from the evaporation from the oceans, it is now possible to redistribute fresh water underground. That is an advancement. Now, will you see difficulties with this? Well, dear ones, we've told you, you're going to see enormous amount of sinkholes. And they won't have always explanations. Suddenly, you'll see a house, and the next moment it will be gone. And you will see more of this in varying parts of the world. Not just one location, not just where they are doing what you call fracking or any other part of it, but every place. And of course, there are many places where you know the subterranean is moving and has been for many years. The state you call Florida is filled with these underground caverns and places where water has moved and sometimes has left, and left the vacancy of this. As the waters begin to rise on planet Earth, these will fill with water, dear ones. These will change in many ways. And this is the reason that we wanted to have another opportunity to bring you and walk you through what is coming. An update, so to speak, so that you can take part. Now, this is so beautiful to us because, dear ones, many of the pieces that you had been told in the last earth changes have started to shift. ever so slightly at this moment, but it proves to us one thing. If you give a bunch of very powerful creators on Earth a focus to come together and work with, you will change your planet. You'll change your evolution of humanity. You'll change your social environments because you'll start to see that you're all connected. You'll stop putting the separation that has been there for so long, that has created the opportunity for you to play this game pretending to be separate from each other. And here you are at this magical point, about to catch this magical wave. Look for your 15 minutes, not of fame, dear ones, but of magic, where everything seems to come together. And when you find that 15 minutes of magic, simply extend it. For you are magic, are you not? We are gaining the idea now. You are learning a little bit of what is ahead. This is very important. Are there challenges coming? Of course there are. You are very well aware of the planetary cycles that have been going forward. But we also tell you of the larger rhythms, and that is the piece that Ilra has brought in. Because you are beginning a new rhythmic cycle. It is a 26,000-year cycle. And you are at the brink of the opening of this cycle at this moment. You had to clear all the pieces of the past and let go of many of those old pieces in order to step forward into this new energy. There simply is no room for vibrational disharmony. You must be in integrity with your heart. And as you do that, the world opens. That is the only thing that is necessary for you to activate and put into use your magic. Are you ready to do so? What if we turned the spotlight on you and all of a sudden said, here are your 15 minutes, what will you do with it? Well, that is pretty close to what will be taking place, and we hope you enjoy every part of this. You deserve to be happy. You are not just on this planet just to strive and just to work hard and to do all the part. You shine when you are happy, dear ones. You not only do that, but you send out a different vibrational pattern. That is what draws everything to you. That is what causes the reaction of the universe to align all the particles that are aligned with your heart. You used to do this in the old energies with your head. It's what you've been working on, but now it is more about the heart. Now, we're not asking you to disregard your head, to stop thinking altogether, to stop reasoning, but we are asking you to start thinking of your heart first, because that is the new energy. That is the new world. You dear ones, you have come so many levels. You literally have come to where at one point in your lives it was more important than anything else simply to have physical strength. It was part of what your survival was based on as a species. So at some point in your lives it was very important to be strong, to be healthy, to have all of your vigor and life force energy, for it meant your survival and your success on planet Earth. And as time went forward, dear ones, it's almost as if your grandparents started working with a certain paradigm, and they had to work hard. Well, your parents started working smart. And this is the levels of humanity that literally moved into the head. And of course it was way before your parents' days. It was actually a wave of energy that came in with all the philosophers and all the important ideas that had to be in place on your earth in order for you to step forward and start the time clock moving in that direction. And now what has happened is you have focused on this head and you have learned to think, because your belief systems tell you that the only difference between you and the animals is that you can reason. Well, we hate to disappoint you, dear ones, but they reason quite well. You simply have not learned to completely communicate with them. You'll understand more of this as you evolve. It has been very important for you to understand that you feel like you are at the top of the evolution ladder every moment of every day. Again, we hate to disappoint you, dear ones. You are not at the top of the evolution ladder, but we hope you feel that way, because that is the excitement that we want you to feel anyway. You are evolving, each individual person, but also evolving as a whole. The whole collective is moving at an astounding rate on planet Earth right now. We could not be happier. You are workers of the light. You have agreed to carry in a specific ray which you have taken responsibility to ground on planet Earth. And now, more than ever before, you've gone through your levels where your strength was important. You've gone through your levels where your thinking ability was king. Now you are moving into the heart. How much can you feel? What can you anchor here? Dear ones, we cannot tell you all the people that we have worked with over many years, that have laid their course, laid their path out according to their head. They were looking for the path of least resistance, so they did all of the study, and they found where they were going, and they put one foot in front of the other, even though it was painful sometimes, and even though they were feeling the resistance of the wind in their face. They would do that, and they would create something, and they would reach their goals, only to find out that their heart was no longer there. That is a very sad situation. And today we ask you not to stop thinking. You're going to need that. That is the right brain, the left brain for the earth, and the right brain for home. Balance them both and carry them both, but lead with the heart. Start first by asking what you are feeling, and then move it into the head. Then move it into the rest of the process that you have. These are new tools that can help you anchor your 15 minutes of magic. Are you ready? We are. And so is the earth. And we tell you, dear ones, there are many changes still coming on earth. You are waiting for things to settle down, and they will not be settling for yet, not for a time. But you have also stepped clearly into a new world, and anchoring that world and bringing your ray of light as an expression of love into this world is now the most important of all. These are times, dear ones, where you not only will claim your magic, but you will help others to claim theirs. How do you extend your 15 minutes of magic? By making other people around you magical. That is the key. That is also the part that many of you have come. Lifetime after lifetime, you have been teachers on planet Earth. You have imparted a very similar wisdom sometimes in many separate lifetimes on the line of time. But in truth, you are here now for a very important reason. All of the energies that you have gathered through your collective experiences on planet Earth are coming to bear. You are bringing them forward to have all of the magic at one time. We tell you, dear ones, this is the time to set things into motion for grounding that light, that passion, that energy which you specifically brought from home. It is needed on Earth, but it is also safe to do so. There have been many times where it was not. You will find an opening as long as you lead with the heart. Take those 15 minutes of magic and empower the others around you. That is the secret. That is the extension of everything, because you are not separate from them. They are part of you. So if you wish to extend your magic, look for ways to enlighten others and empower everyone you get a chance to. These are magical times on earth, dear ones, and we applaud each and every one of you for playing this incredible game of pretending to be a human. The magic is yours, and we will watch with greatness and with the most incredible love as you bathe in your 15 minutes or more of magic. It is with the greatest of honor, dear ones, that we ask you to treat each other with respect, nurture one another at every opportunity, play well together, Aspava.
It's Pavel. There, I can hardly reach you. I took a lot out of you, huh?